All right now, man. We starting off with some strong numbers already, man. Let's get this thing going, man. Arthur Brown, what's up?
Ooh,
Wes,
I had to go get some water.
that's cool, man. You good? Hey, man, Wes, you listen. We ain't got
Man,
we ain't got to say
you
nothing about
talk-
Wes anymore, man. We ain't got to say nothing about Wes anymore, man. Just what's up, man?
I said, Wes, come in here. Oh, what's up, Fluffy? That's Gerardo.
All right. So, damn, hold on.
Chick, what's up, Frat?
There you go. All right, now here we go. What's up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. Y'all already know what it is. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, wildcard quarterback that runs the show, NFL Encyclopedia, that direction, Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, Chop the Screw City, Run and Shoot Offense City. Speaking of Houston, Texas,
What up, Donald Ray?
Donald Ray. And then
So-
down below,
Oh, yeah, we got
Chris
about
TV, the green dot guy, the quarterback that runs this show.
Now, hold on. Will Tristan turn on his camera this episode? Folks below, give me the over-under. Yes or no? Will Tristan turn on his camera for this show? Now, he waited to the very end after everybody placed their bets and everything like that and turned his camera on the last time he was on. So we're going to see. Will Tristan turn on his camera tonight?
Dio, what's up, Dio? Let's see. All right, so heads up. And we're also gonna say it again at the end of the show as well. Breaking news from Just a Fan Podcast. Next Monday night, Labor Day. No, negative. Correction. We got 2 more Mondays of the show being on 2 more shows being on Monday night. Next Monday,
The
on the 31st, and then the following week on September 7th, which is Labor Day Monday. Okay.
Labor Day, we're going to stop laboring on Mondays, and then we're going to move
to Wednesdays. Now, that doesn't mean we'll move to the 9th because there's a game on the 9th. Okay. Yeah. And that's a Wednesday. So we'll be on the 16th. Okay.
The 16th will be our first Wednesday broadcast of the regular season. From that point on, we will be on Wednesdays until after the Super Bowl.
That's right. So put it in your calendar now. September 7th is the last Monday night show, and then we on Wednesdays on September 16th. Okay. All right.
No, we got a lot of stuff to cover because
we got a lot.
I know you've seen the cover. Everybody's seen the thumbnail. We're talking about the quarterback conundrum that's going on with some of these teams. But before we can get into that, because if you look down at the bottom, it says and other topics. We have several trades that have happened since the last time we were on. We have several signings that have happened. We have some extensions, and we have some major injuries that have happened. So let's go ahead and knock these out first before we get into, because we have our resident quarterback whisperer down below, and he's going to be talking about it. We're going to all be giving our 10 cents on that. Not 2, but 10. So you want to start with signings, injuries? What?
I said because we're Just a Fan Podcast, so we definitely put 10 cents on and not 2 cents.
Oh, hell yeah. So we can start with the trades, the injuries, or the signings. What you want to do?
Let's go trades and signings for 500 Alex.
Well, trades and signings, 2 different categories. You trade.
What did I say? Trades and okay, fine. Give me trades for 500, Alex.
Okay, we only got 2 trades, but they're kind of big. Okay. So as you know, the Houston Texans lost wide receiver Higgins. He, I believe, tore his ACL, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And he was a major contributor, was going to be a major contributor this season as the Robin to Nico Collins' Batman. Well, the Texans, I wasn't in the military, but I come from a military family. They have a thing that they call accuracy by volume. And the Houston Texans, they go out and get Zay Jones, okay, decent receiver. Then they go out and get Sterling Shepard, decent receiver. But then they trade with the New England Patriots for Kayvon Boutte, who was the number 2 receiver in New England on that Super Bowl run. And honestly, you don't need like a earth-shaking, alpha dog receiver. You already got Nico Collins. So they needed a number 2 receiver, and they went and got the best number 2 receiver available. I think it's a great signing. I think he wanted out of New England anyway. I think he's going to do well in his offense. And once again, and people that are Houston Texas fans, I'm pretty sure agree with this. Once again, C.J. Stroud does not have any excuses this season. This is possibly the best roster in the history of that franchise that they put together. I can't think of a year, and I'm from down here, I can't think of a year that they put a roster together this good. They've had some superstars, but then they were lacking in other positions. You had your Andre Johnson, but they were lacking. You had your in somewhere else. You had your J.J. Watts, but they were lacking somewhere else. This top to bottom is a roster with the least amount of weaknesses in the history of that franchise. And I'm just like, C.J. Stroud got it all around him. All he got to do is just make smart decisions, and they can win a lot of games this season. Fellas, what y'all think?
Listen, when players get injured, especially when it's a critical player, and your window of opportunity to win the Super Bowl is now, you got to make the moves to make the replacement. This makes 1,000% sense, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because Keyshawn Boutte was a very good number 2 receiver next to
Stephon
Diggs last year when they went to Super Bowl. Now he's out. Diggs in Washington now, probably as a number 2 receiver in Washington. Boutte now is the number 2 receiver in Houston. And like I said, their Super Bowl window's open now. And we've discussed this. Super Bowl windows don't last long. You got 3 to 4 years to try to get something. And 4 is really stretching it unless you have done something to, make it, to extend it to that 4th year. So you got your running back. You got tons of receivers. You got some tight ends. O-line is okay. They just got to hold up long enough so that way people can do what they got to do.
I would venture to say that they're better than they were last year.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Their defensive line is lights out, okay? Their defensive line is lights out, especially on the edges. The linebackers are just – their football IQ is high. They're able to read what they need to read. I love it. I love it.
And then the strength of that defense, you could arguably say to be the secondary.
And the secondary –
how good that secondary is.
Listen, again, this is why I say your Super Bowl window's open. That was a smart move to make that trade. Dog, CJ, you ain't got – listen, it's one of those things where you don't have to be Superman. Get the football to whoever's open. Who's open? Because you can't cover everybody.
And if it's not, get rid of it. Because the defense will get it back to you probably inside of 3 or 4 plays.
So this is why again, I say it makes sense to make this trade, man. You gotta make a trade like that. Um, but CJ Stroud, it's on you, man. It's on you.
Nick Caserio's knocked it out the park as of late in Houston. He's really, I was skeptical about him, but he has proven that you might want to put him in the top 5 when it comes to GMs making smart moves for their team. Howie Rose is probably number 1.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got to be up there. The way he's put this roster together and his coaching staff, and
And his coaching staff has also built a culture and a foundation, man. Like I said, the time is now. The time is now in Houston to try to win the Super Bowl. So just try again, be smart with the football. You don't have to force anything. Don't force the issue. Trish, you got anything if you're available, man?
Well, in regards to the division, I mean, you make the moves that you make because you have a feeling that you're going to end up winning the division. It's going to come down to them and the Jags, but I think because of the talent of the defensive side of the ball, you have to give the edge to the Texans. But ultimately, it's really going to boil down to which one of these young QBs are going to take the next step. Is Trevor Lawrence going to be able to take the next step? Is CJ Stroud going to take the next step? The advantage should go to CJ Stroud based on what they've done with that roster. And again, with that defense. I think when he got drafted and he had that amazing rookie season, I think, and I said this, I said he been on them little podcast and was talking all that off season, having a great rookie year, and was talking all season as if he was a 10-year veteran that won 2 championships. And I'm listening to him talk, and I'm like, bro, you still a baby. Like, you don't even know the length. There's levels to this.
You have not arrived.
And you have not arrived, but you talking like that. Even, and everybody talk about that, that game with the Bears and how he talked to Caleb after the game as if he was this veteran. It's like, bro, you just got drafted last year. Like, so it's like, I think he got a case of humble pie. And he's in a situation now where you've also kind of put yourself in a bad spot because you're asking for 70 million. Well, 70 million, you need to be a game changer. Right now, the team is built for you to just not screw up. They're not asking you to be a game changer.
Yep.
They're asking you to not mess up because that's how they built it. So
realistically, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but realistically, had he just been a game manager last season, they would probably be playing in AFC Championship at the least.
Right.
If not in the Super Bowl.
So that's what I'm saying. I feel like he got too high for his bridges. He felt like he had to be the guy when they're like, we didn't even ask you to be the guy. We just asked you to be a guy.
Yep.
So we're going to see how it looks.
Yeah, it's interesting. But folks that are watching at home, I know there's a lot of my Houston fan that's watching, a lot of y'all Houston, Texas fans. Chime in with your thoughts and your opinions and your questions about that particular sign. Oh, here we go. Mike and CJ both got on podcast and started. What does that say? Collating?
I wonder if he meant to say collaborating with each other.
Collaborating with each other.
Yeah. And playing the worst football since.
This is true.
This
is not,
all CJ has to do is just take what all the defense gives him. It will be so many 5-yard routes that will be there for him. Just take it and go and become. And we have a running game now. Yep.
Absolutely. And it's like I said, everything he needs is all around him.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
I knew it was collaborating. Yep.
Yeah. But they got on. That's why we talked about it ad nauseum before about players being on podcasts and doing it, especially someone as young as a Michael Parsons or a CJ Stroud. It's like, look, you in the neighborhood, you on the street, but you have not arrived. You ain't even knocking on the door yet. You had a good rookie season, but now, not again, humble pie. He didn't get a slice of it. He got the whole pie this past season. And it's like, and people who know ball looked at it as like, hey, Houston didn't have the success they had because of the ineptitude of the play of CJ Stroud, not because of the defense, not because of anything else. And some people still blame him for Tank Dell's injury in that playoff game.
Listen, he had one of the worst playoff games I've seen by an individual in recent memory.
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
mean, it was
It was bad.
bad.
It was bad.
It wasn't like one of those like oh, you struggling. It was like, oh, this is bad.
It was almost like somebody.
How many interceptions did he throw in that game?
It was 4. Was it 4?
Yeah,
I believe it was 4.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's
And some of them was so egregious. They weren't like, oh man, the DB made a great play. No, it was just like, what the hell? It's just he doesn't have to be a hero, just be smart. Just like Cleve said.
Do not be a hero, man.
So in other trades, moving on, the San Francisco 49ers traded with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a defensive player. Unfortunately, it was not Vita Vea, who was extended for $30 million for 1 year in Tampa Bay.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. They traded for Deion Jones, linebacker, who used to be in Atlanta under Raheem Morris. He's currently, I think, under a 1 year deal, but this is not a big, huge splash signing. I think this is mainly a depth signing, but you really didn't give up anything. San Francisco didn't give up anything to get this guy. So if he doesn't pan out, and he does absolutely nothing for the team, it's kind of like if you walk into those stores and it says take one, samples. It's kind of like that. If it's nasty, oh well, you didn't spend no money on it. So that's kind of what it is. They traded a running back, Zamir White, who was going to be cut anyway. Because the running back room is full in San Francisco right now. You got Christian McCaffrey, you got the rookie Kalen Black, you got Jordan James, excuse me, I said it backwards. Then Isaac Arendo's on the pup list. So, like, whoever else is still there may not be there after Monday. So, they got him for nothing. If he turns out to be something, because we all know that Fred Warner is the alpha dog of the defense. He's the Mike linebacker. But let's say, God forbid, something freakish happens, and Fred Warner gets injured, like that freak injury he had, last season with the he got rolled up on and broke his ankle. Let's say something like that happens again, God forbid, knock on wood. The quality at Mike linebacker is going to be a lot better than what was out there. And granted, they still won a lot of games with that, but I think they're like looking at, okay, we need a green dot guy that knows the defense. That can play off the ball linebacker. Maybe we can even bring him in if something happens to Dre Greenlaw. It's insurance. It's not as big of a trade as the Kayvon Boutte trade, which, by the way, Houston kind of got off with gangbusters with that trade. Seventh round pick and a safety that wasn't starting. So I think they came off pretty good on that too. But this Deion Jones signing is not a big deal. It's like, okay, it's insurance, in case something happens.
Allstate.
Yeah, basically. So speaking of which, that's a great segue talking about injuries, in case of injuries. Ashton Jeanty has a knee. We still don't know the details about it. Ashton Jeanty of the Raiders, the starting running back for the Raiders. He has a knee. We gotta wait and see, but we're already talking about a team who is probably going to be last place in their division. And now you're losing your big time running back, potentially. Does this put a bigger number in the loss column this year? I think so.
I think so too.
What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, of course, because you got to think, you don't have much on offense anyway. You brought in Tyler Linderbaum to play center, but okay.
They overpaid him.
And then Kirk Cousins is your quarterback. Your tight end is Brock Bowers, good. Michael Myers or Myers, whatever his last name is your second tight end. Okay, cool. Empty.
Yeah,
Everything just empty.
yeah,
So
I agree. I'm kind of go with you on that one. Yeah, yeah.
so now your running back position. Oh, now it's empty. How long it's gonna be empty for? That's the only thing we're trying to find out.
Potentially, because we still don't know what's going on. We still don't have all details of what's going on with his knee, but it doesn't look good. But you sometimes we get in those situations where it don't look good. Come to find out, he just got a sprained knee. He out for maybe 2-3 weeks.
That's true.
So we're gonna wait and see. Okay. The Seattle Seahawks lost a very good safety, carted off the field yesterday. Broken ankle. Bud Clark, rookie safety. There was not a lot of safeties in this draft that I was impressed with, but he was one of them. He was one of those late round steals, in my opinion, when I did my scouting. And I was kind of upset that my division rival team got him. Now he's down because he was slated, if I'm not mistaken, to be a starter in Seattle.
Which would make sense because they lost homeboy to Chicago, who's
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, who's also injured.
And I mean, it's kind of the funny thing is it kind of goes into what we're gonna be talking about in a little bit with a signing that Seattle made. But I think Seattle's secondary has gotten worse over this offseason, just from people departing in free agency, injuries, and who they're bringing in. Also, Tyler Biadasz, he tore an ACLs out for the year, center for the LA Chargers. They can't catch a break.
They can't.
When they come to offensive linemen, they cannot catch a break at all. And it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, because you can't find a center.
Centers.
Good luck.
That's a quarterback and offensive line.
Yeah, so you're basically looking at what you call it, just trying to put somebody there and hope for the best and
pray for the best.
Yeah, that's it. Because listen, Jim Harbaugh is somebody who emphasized offensive line. Mike McDaniel is the offensive coordinator. I know now. Luckily, running that outside zone scheme is going to kind of help mitigate some of that, and maybe he might be able to coach around that. But there will be times when that center is going to get exposed. That backup center is going to get exposed. It really is.
And if you got a good enough defensive coordinator, you find a way to exploit that.
Oh,
you got to find a way to exploit
double A got blitzed like Brian Flores, or triple A got blitzed like old Jim Johnson used to do for Philadelphia.
Yeah, so it's man, I you kind of feel bad because they lost Rashawn Slater last year.
And Joe Alt.
Yeah, and Joe Alt. And then you go back and you bring these guys back, and then the next thing you know, you lost your center.
Who you just brought in. Because he was in Washington the previous year.
Yeah, because you're trying to improve on your offensive line, Which
another excuse year for Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Well, if he had.
Well, you know what?
It is because your center, for a young QB, your center.
Yeah, but how much?
That's a key loss.
Yeah, but how young?
We can call him a young QB.
Yeah, I say, how young is he now? Because
was this year 7, 8?
Yeah, he's no longer a young QB.
But guess what? They're gonna say, he's got so much more to learn.
He's 28 years old. No.
And he's just been dealing with all the stuff around him. And I mean, that's what's gonna be said. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna hear.
Hey, listen, Tristan, I hear you. And I'm
because all the moves they made prior to the injuries, all the moves they made was all for us to say, all right, Justin Herbert, what you got?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what he used to making all his moves, like, okay, CJ Stroud, what you got?
What you got?
Yeah.
Listen, the man is 28 years old and he's in his 7th year in the league. Okay. Hey, listen, I know what you're saying, Tristan, and I agree with what you're saying. So I'm not going against you. You out excuses for me now.
Oh, he's been out of it. I told y'all like 2 years ago.
Well,
But this is what's going to be said. He was out of excuse for me 2 years ago.
the reason why I gave him grace because Brandon Staley was his head coach because they should have never fired Anthony Lynn in the first place, and then two, it's kind of hard to play quarterback when you lose offensive tackles. But now, and I know it's a center, but I'm not giving them more excuses because when Mike McDaniel running this outside zone, like I said, it's going to mitigate some of that. It is because are you the running back?
But the thing that I'm looking at, the thing that I'm going to be looking at, and cause we got more to talk about. I ain't trying to stay on this. The thing that I'm looking at for him is not his talent, because the talent's there. There's just a certain it factor that I've yet to see. And I didn't see it at Oregon because they used to, oh, he's so talented, he's so gifted. Then why didn't Oregon win anything really with him? I'm not even saying win a national championship. They didn't
You
even
know
really
what?
get
Can I
far.
say something? Can I say something?
Go
You know
ahead.
what? Hey, you answer your own question. Want to tell you why? Because a quarterback can be talented, but not have the F factor.
Right. So
Two different things. That's two
people are
different
saying,
things.
but people are waiting for it to blossom. Like they just expect that it's going to come. And I've been telling people since at Oregon, I'm like, he just don't got it. It's empty calories. It's all world talent. Very talented. He's big, strong arm, athletic. It's all the tools. It's all the tools, but it's empty calories.
I get what you're saying. I really I get what you're saying now because, like I said, that's two different things. Like people saying talking about it. Nah, dude, F factor in quarterbacks these days is rare.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's rare. And that's a whole nother topic for another time. But we
Yeah, yeah.
discussed quarterbacks ad nauseum on the show as as far as regression and stuff. But F factor for quarterback is rare these days. Is rare.
Okay, so let's get off into some of these signings. Real quick, I'm gonna run them rapid fire and we'll give a couple of comments on it before we get to our main topic. But Taylor Rapp, safety, has signed with the Denver Broncos. I think that's an attempt to try to replace PJ Locke.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's because they lost, you know, they really lost a lot with PJ Locke. He's a really solid player. I'm not saying it because he's from my hometown, but yes, he's
Yeah, but you know what? I'm sorry, Eric. Real quick, Tyler Rapp is a box safety, man. Him and Tyler Hafunga is almost like 1-1.
Then they made a mistake then that's a huge mistake. Because if you got two box safeties and nobody that can play the deep middle, seriously play the deep middle, then Denver could be in some trouble. And you're right. I forgot he is more of a box safety.
He's a box safety. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, either you trying to sign him as an insurance policy behind Hafunga, or you got two guys. They 1-1.
Hafunga does have a history of injury, so that might be it. Yeah. Keenan Allen also signed with the Indianapolis Colts.
Hey, listen, I said it. What was it? Last week or whenever? No, it was whenever we did the AFC South show, and I said you have the head coach on the hot seat, the GM on the hot seat. Yes, Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor both got contract extensions, but both can be gone after this season. Keenan Allen is a 1-year contract. Daniel Jones, you have no more excuses. I already know what you are as a quarterback, but in Indianapolis, you have zero excuses, just like Stroud has zero excuses in Houston. I don't care if the coach team is not as good as Houston. Y'all need to figure that out down there in over there in Indianapolis. Figure it out.
They're gonna get dog walked by Houston.
Figure it out.
Both times.
Figure it out.
So here's a funny one. This is a funny one. Trayvon Diggs has signed with the Seattle Seahawks.
Listen, man.
Trash, 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 trash.
Let me tell y'all something. And I know Eric is the 49ers fan, NFC West representative over here, okay? Let me tell y'all something. If people forgot Brick man, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a minute, dog.
Hey, Brick man, what's going on, man?
Let me tell y'all something. I said this on the show, and I don't think a lot of our some of our current viewers were on it when I said it. When Trayvon Diggs was ranked at cornerback last year, not only was he ranked the worst, but he was ranked so low that he was ranked worse than 32. Okay, which means 32 number one corners across the league. He was ranked lower than 64. That means two starting cornerbacks across the league. He was ranked lower than 96. That means three corners across the league. He was ranked like 102, which puts him in the tier for fourth corner. Okay, that put him in the tier with fourth string cornerbacks, dime corners. Okay, that's how bad he was. And when Eric sit here and said Seattle's secondary took a step back, yes,
He took a leap back.
freaking Clark is out for the. I mean, he's out for a long time. Signing Diggs to replace Rick Woolen. Bye.
Rick Woolen had his issues, but he was not as bad as Trayvon.
Listen, and all that blitz stuff, and Eric and I talked about it in the green room. All that blitzing and stuff, dog, they gonna be toasting.
I'm gonna say it like this: blitzing out of the secondary is a luxury. Okay, that's only when you know that you can cover really well. And I don't think, man, be careful out there, man.
Yeah, you be careful.
But no, blitzing is a luxury when you know your secondary can cover, and this is not the secondary. You know, everybody was screaming about Legion of Boom 2.0, blah blah blah. Well, that has dissipated. Outside of Devin Witherspoon, that secondary is not what it used to be. Devin Witherspoon is still him. Don't get me wrong. But you look at the other positions around that secondary, it doesn't frighten me anymore. You know, and then you look at their schedule, who they got to see. You playing a tough schedule.
You playing a schedule with a bunch of wide receivers on these opposing teams. What you're
gonna see you're gonna see some dogs.
You are.
You know, San Francisco alone has improved their wide receiver room tremendously. Just with the signing of Mike Evans and the drafting of Dejon Stribling, who was like eating in the preseason. I'm not even gonna count Deebo Samuel, but you got some other guys that are there that people don't even know about, like Jordan Watkins and all those guys. So that's that's probably the best receiver room that San Fran's had in probably 10 years.
Hey, listen, Christian Kirk can eat against that secondary.
Christian Kirk is there. So I didn't bring him up. Okay. So then, you know, within division, you got to deal with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Okay. Now, we're not going to count the Cardinals because, you know, but they might, you know, Mike Wilson and I don't know, maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. get his life together. But you deal with some receivers just within the division. And we go around the NFC. We talking about, you got to see the Dallas Cowboys with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. You know, like this secondary could be like Mike McDonald is going to have to coach his ass off to mitigate how weak his secondary has become in just one offseason after winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they play the AFC West. You know, we said Denver with their receivers, Kansas City. You know how Andy Reid is with his receivers. The Chargers will land McConkey, and you know, hopefully, you know, Quentin Johnson can go to the Raiders Stadium and try to get some NFL stickum or something. So
it's going to be tough sledding with that.
It's going to be tough, and they got to do. Oh, and I think they play Washington this year too. Because I think they're playing the entire NFC East. So Washington has Terry McLaurin and Stephon Diggs. So, I mean, good luck to you.
Yeah, they're going to be in the fire almost every week. So, you know, Tristan, what are your thoughts on
it? Listen, it's definitely going to be interesting of how they handle that whole situation. First of all, the Trayvon Diggs thing, I just chuckled. It just was like, okay, you need another body. You're gonna have your struggles. We listen. I said last year when they won the Super Bowl, I said, listen, this was a year for if there was ever a year that they had to kind of sneak in there and get it,
This
that
was
was
it.
their time.
Mm-hmm.
That was their time. I said the 49ers dealing with the injuries that they had to deal with, the Rams collapsing the way they did, Bo Nix getting hurt in the playoff game with the Broncos. You ended up going against an inexperienced quarterback with the Patriots. The lights were just a little bright for him. You had a fortunate circumstance um, all throughout, and I'm thinking of all the teams that were like potentially Super Bowl caliber teams. Eagles had their drama with the AJ Brown stuff and Jalen and all that
The offensive
going on.
coordinator, yep,
So the Lions took a step back.
yep.
You just had a lot of different things go your way. So if there was ever a time you be in Seattle to capitalize. That was it. The
Hey,
JJ McCarthy situation was a failure. So you ran into a season where the obvious contenders were not contenders. And you know, you take advantage of it. You only can play who's in front of you. And you take advantage of that. But
also,
was I looking for the Seahawks to be another up and coming dynasty or going back? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
and I mentioned this to Eric also in the green room. Jackson Smith and Jigba has almost 1,800 yards last year in a season. Do you know how hard that is to duplicate that? I'm not saying Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be terrible, but to expect another 1,800-yard season, especially with Sam Darnold at the helm, and you lost your running back at Kenneth Walker, good luck. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Now they said the kid from Notre Dame has actually looked pretty good. The running back that was Jeremiah's backup. He's actually looked pretty good in camp.
Jadarian Price.
Can I say something
Hmm.
about that? I'm sorry. I get it with him looking good, but if he was not the starter, I don't know how much he's gonna be able to handle being a
Well,
starter.
I said that, but then I watched Jeremiah with Arizona. It's
But you know
just one
what?
of the no, 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 no. He might have been a starter almost anywhere else. Jeremiah's he different. He a different.
I
There's
get
a
it.
different tier.
I get it. Okay.
It's a different
Um,
tier. It's almost like what's the cat that played for y'all? That was McFadden's backup
Felix Jones.
in Arkansas.
Felix Jones.
Felix Jones was awesome, but
Felix Jones was all right in Dallas.
what I'm saying is he was good enough to be a solid starter for you guys. But McFadden was different. That's all I'm saying.
I don't
I'm
they,
not saying the kid is going to be all world in Seattle. I'm saying he's having a good camp, and it just kind of reminds me of that same kind of situation.
well
You
just
have
like
McFadden, who was just a really different talent, but you had someone behind him that was pretty decent, and that's how I'm looking at this situation.
no, but I understand that. But like go back to University of Minnesota when Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber were there. Like it was fantastic. And when they got to NFL, they had a couple good years, but after like 3 or 4 years, both of them fell off.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Brent. I'm not you're making it seem like I'm saying this is the next beast mode. I'm saying he's having a decent camp, which means like the drop off between him and Kenneth Walker might not be so steep as we thought.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
Okay, so the other signings, we have Vita Vea is returning for 1 year to Tampa Bay for $30 million. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna leave it alone real quick. Vita Vea signed with Tampa Bay only because they offered him $30 million for 1 year.
Yep, that's the only reason.
That's it. He did not want to come back to Tampa. He wanted to be somewhere close to where he basically grew up at. And I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that he would have took less money for any of these West Coast teams. He probably would have took $5 million less a year.
But he also would have got a multi-year deal.
Yeah. And they gave him they'd probably let him retire from the league at whatever team he signed with. Now he's going to be a free agent after this year. You know, so
and he's not going to see 30 million. So that was a smart move by him.
I'd take the 30 million. I'm like, okay, well, since you're throwing 30 million at me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and do one more year and not make the playoffs, or either get booted from the playoffs the first round. But Najee Harris signs with the New York Giants, and Juju Smith-Schuster is cut from the Giants. Juju, let's go ahead and call it a career, son, like Allen Robinson. Okay.
And he'll do so well in what's the stuff that be doing streaming?
TikTok.
I feel like he'll do great.
All them TikTok
just be a content creator and
have fun. Have fun. Hey, look, you make NFL money, okay? Hopefully you did the right thing with that money and stuff, but that's
take your chicken.
Hey.
So Zadarius Smith signed with the Atlanta Falcons.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense because you got one pass rusher out for the season with torn ACL, and another one who's going to be serving an 8-game suspension. So, yeah, they got to get what they can get in Atlanta. The NFC South is going to be what it is again. It's going to
hold on.
Trash.
So I fervently believe that the NFC South can be won with a losing record again this year. I really right at 500, one game above it, one game below it, somewhere around there.
I mean,
yeah. So, all right. So, also, Jet York was arrested on misdemeanor charge of soliciting prostitution in a trailer park in Ohio. I ain't got the words. You're a billionaire. What are you doing in a trailer park in Ohio soliciting prostitution? Like, he's ordered to pay a fine. He got time served.
Listen.
Listen.
Outside of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, what is in Ohio?
Bro.
A couple NFL teams.
It's a PG-13 show, so let's just move on.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say that last. Yeah, I wanted to say that last.
Listen. Bone Thugs and Harmony, LeBron James from there.
Let's just move on to another topic because I really want to say what I want to say and I shouldn't say it. So I'm gonna just let's move forward.
But for those of y'all who know, and I'm a Niners fan, but even the Niners fans are laughing.
We're gonna work on this Patreon thing so I can say what I want to say.
Yeah, because you know I can say what I want to say.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would be just All right. So the main topic of the show tonight was quarterback conundrum. So you have Michael Penix and Tua Tagovailoa in Atlanta. You have J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray in Minnesota. They've already decided that Kyler Murray is going to be the starter. And then just today, the decision was made to have Deshaun Watson be the starter in Cleveland over Shedeur Sanders. Listen, I'm gonna put in my 2 cents in the middle of him talking, but we're gonna hand this off to our resident quarterback whisperer. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna hand it off to Tristan. None of these are good decisions. And if you went the other way, it still wouldn't have been a good decision. At this point, these 3 teams are in serious trouble quarterback-wise. Okay, because initially you should not have made the decisions to do what you did to bring in who you brought in. Okay, so it's like, what do we? Yeah, I don't know. Minnesota, no.
Let me say this too before I hand this over to Tristan. I know it's early. I know it's August 24th, 2026. Okay. I know we're not talking about the NFL draft yet. However, you can almost start writing down the teams who gonna be looking to be drafting one of them quarterbacks that's coming out next year. Atlanta's gonna be on that list because, first of all, to wait all the way till now, and I know Penix is getting healthy, okay, but you have 2 guys who are injured a lot, and now you just not getting to quarterback competition. 2 preseason games are gone. Everybody that's gonna play a preseason game this week are gonna have their bubble guys in who might be trying to claim the last 5 roster spots and everything on the practice squad, or end up on another team, or end up in college football, back in college football. Okay. Excuse me. Minnesota, Kyler Murray, whatever, because whatever, and JJ McCarthy, whatever, and Carson Wentz. Well, Tristan already knows how I feel about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is an arm punter. Okay, when he throws the football, he just punting to the other team. Okay.
I will use this analogy as far as Minnesota and Atlanta are concerned specifically, but it can be also considered Cleveland. You have a fire in your house. You have a glass of gasoline and a glass of used motor oil to put it out with. Those are the quarterback situations. You're going to pick one or the other. Go ahead, Tristan.
I know a lot of people are probably looking for me to really go off in this big tangent thing, and really yell. One, I'm not going to do that because my daughter's first day of kindergarten is tomorrow, and she needs to sleep.
Yay!
Shout outs to baby girl. Two, when a girl keeps getting back with her ex, even though he a cheating piece of crap, but she just keep going back.
And
So
he
then when
beats
she
you.
find, he
And
said
he
what?
beats you. And he beats you.
Yeah, and he's abusive. So then she finds out again that he's cheating, and she don't even get mad no more. She just kind of shake her head and just keep it pushing. That's where I am when it comes to these specific teams in their quarterback situations. That's where I'm at because I've done the yelling, I've done the throwing of the glass, I've done the breakup songs. Like I'm through with you, it's over. We don't gone through all those emotions. We've been
I
there.
don't love you no more.
We've been through all that. Now I'm just shaking my head. I'm just tired. Now I know it's me. This is when I do self reflection. Say it's me. It's me that keeps taking this abuse because I'm gonna start with Atlanta. When they drafted Michael Penix, you were literally in talking to Kirk Cousins of possible contract negotiations. And I know you weren't sold on Kirk Cousins. I get that for long term. Get that. Understood. Clear. You took the 8th pick of the draft to draft Michael Penix, who has chronic injury issues
Mhm.
on both knees and his throwing shoulder. And since he's been in the league, he's been hurt. And then we literally watched Tua for 2 years go into concussion protocol more than he's played in the regular season. But you thought that was the answer to bringing Tua to be the person to offset Michael Penix. So basically, you don't have no quarterback. You might as well just let Bijan just run the Wildcat by himself, or run the what's it called, the wishbone.
The
Them old
wishbone,
school. Listen, them
the
old school.
fear.
Might as well. You might as well. So you did this cap hit with Kirk Cousins. You did this gamble, and now you're getting burned. And what's so frustrating is you have a great young roster. It's a good roster.
Mhm.
Like honestly, you have competent quarterback play in Atlanta. You're winning the division easily because of that roster. And yet you fumbled on it. And I understand that it's hard. Everyone says it. It's hard to come from a Hall of Fame quarterback that played years in your franchise and find another one. And no one else is Green Bay. I get it. I get it. But y'all have had years to get this corrected. Y'all ain't just getting into the top 10 of the NFL draft. Y'all been here. Y'all been living in the top 10 world for a while now. You had a chance. So Atlanta, good luck. Have the blue tent on standby. All your medical team. I mean, they're gonna be the MVP of this season because between Penix and Tua, I don't even know how that's gonna be. That's one.
So who's the
Going
third string quarterback in Atlanta?
Hey,
we
hold on.
we don't even know. We don't even know. It might be one of the doctors on the medical team at this
Well,
It
point.
could be.
well, Or
They gonna call Matt Ryan out the booth and tell you
Yeah,
take that shit off.
listen, Matt Ryan was throwing that camp. Don't think they won't make an emergency move and make Matt get there. You know they still got his jersey and shoulder pads. So I mean,
okay, hold on. It's yeah. Wes is correct. They did bring in Cooper Rush, and they have a rookie named Jack Strand.
It
please
would
don't,
not be
please don't make
shocking.
me,
It would
please,
not be
please.
shocking to me if Cooper Rush wound up being the starting quarterback for the
It would
Falcons
not shock me one bit.
after mid-season
It would not shock me one bit.
because both of them hurt.
And he'll give you a game or two. You know, Cooper Rush he can give you a game or two with
He's
that
solid
roster.
backup. Yeah, real solid.
Yeah, he'll give you. But this boils down. If I'm Atlanta, if I'm a fan, I'd want them to be as trash as possible. Because I think somebody has one. I think Cleveland got one of you. Somebody, there's a team that has one of their first round picks. If I'm Atlanta, I'd want to be as slaw as possible to give me an opportunity to make some moves to get one of these QBs next year. Because if you don't pick a quarterback next year, and it's a lot of them coming out, if you don't pick a quarterback next year, that fan base is going to riot because you're going to waste Drake London, you're going to waste Bijan, you're going to waste all these cats on that team. Kyle Pitts is finally, Lord, it's a miracle, has finally started to learn how to play football. So you're wasting. Minnesota, God, in what world, in what world did you think a kid that won a national championship throwing under 20 passes was supposed to be a top 5 or 6 pick to be your franchise quarterback? In what world? In what world? I still don't get what they saw in JJ McCarthy. Oh, he's gutsy. He's got moxie. You let Jim Harbaugh talk y'all into drafting this kid, and he over there with a freaking cyborg of Justin Herbert laughing at y'all. Y'all let him talk y'all into drafting this boy when Sam Darnold was in your backyard, literally. And I understand Sam Darnold's history, but Kevin O'Connell literally revitalized this man's career. The man could have potentially been an MVP candidate if he didn't have that choke job at the end of the season. But y'all say, oh, we're going to go with JJ McCarthy. Even though he was hurt all year, we ain't seen nothing, but we're going to go with JJ. He had that one little game where he played absolutely terrible till the last 8 minutes of the game. And then y'all gave him the game ball, talking about something. That's our guy. That's grit. That's da 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 da. Talking about, oh yeah, I'm 9. You're like, yeah, when I get on the field, I'm 9. Yeah, you 9 pills of drugs. You 9 pills of cocaine, 9 pills of nine doses of ketamine. You 9. You 9, all right. You terrible. I need a 9 to point to my head watching you play football. You right.
God, dog, wait, oh my
You right.
God.
You awful. You awful. And so
Somebody stop
now
him.
you're in a position that you had to bring in Kyler Murray, Mr. Call of Duty, that don't want to look at the playbook but want to play video games all day and run around like Tommy Pickles from Rugrats on the football field. And you're counting on him to be able to save your franchise.
I don't want to be on this show no more. I can't.
That don't make no sense.
This is why it's important for Tristan to be on the show. Look, Brandon, he got up and left.
Yeah,
This is important. This is why it's important for Tristan to be on this show, because of stuff like this. Moments like
that don't make no
this.
sense. It don't make no sense. I'm trying to understand the logic in this. So now you're dealing with these 2 kids, because they're basically, that's what they are. It's two kids, 2 children. One look like Dennis the Menace, one plays like Dennis the Menace out here on the football field, and you ain't got no, you wasting Justin Jefferson's time. I'm surprised he ain't asked for a trade. You wasting time. You another one that has a great roster. High end, running back, wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. And three good receivers.
Three, yeah.
So you
they're
another
gonna
one.
They're gonna all be out there fighting for their life.
Yes.
They're gonna be like Devontae Adams when he was in Las Vegas and Jimmy Garoppolo was his quarterback. I'm out there fighting for my life. I'm gonna die out here. I gotta get out of here. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, man.
It doesn't make any sense.
It does not make
It makes no sense to me that you put
Minnesota.
your franchise,
Go ahead and go to
you put
Cleveland
your
because I can't
team.
wait for this, Tristan. Go ahead. Let's
He,
talk about
hold on. Whew, whew. I didn't catch my breath on that one, man. He ripped Minnesota.
Said, yeah, you lied. I want to put a knife in my head when I watch you play.
But that's how I feel.
Hey, listen. Tristan just took the Minnesota Vikings and put them through a paper shredder. He did. He
and then a blender.
But that's how I feel. I don't understand Minnesota with that. And you're dealing with a division that you're gonna have competent play in your division. You playing around with the most important position. You need it to succeed. That's crazy to me. And then here we go with Cleveland. Here we go with Cleveland. You deserve everything bad that comes to your franchise. Everything bad that comes to Cleveland.
I think they've already had everything bad come to their franchise.
It keeps getting worse.
I say it all the time. The Browns are going to Brown.
Listen.
Being a Cleveland Brown fan, that is the most difficult. I mean, it's dang near being more difficult than being a fan of Trump. It's just a challenge to do that because you went and got Deshaun Watson. You gave him the most chaotic contract. And till this date, it's still chaotic because you gave him a fully guaranteed deal of $230 million. He has not shown you anything warranting that contract. And you did it right in the middle of his scandal with all the little massage, whatever stuff. Right in the middle of all that, all the civil suits. The few times that we watched him play, he was god awful. And then in the preseason, then you turn around and you spend a third round pick on a player that if you ask a casual fan, don't remember that he's on the roster.
Dylan Gabriel.
He's still there.
Honestly, I forgot he was on the roster.
He's not even a factor.
Honestly, yes.
He's not even a factor in your decision of who's starting. And you wasted a third round pick on this man.
Top 100. That's hilarious.
Top 100. And then you go in the fifth round and draft Shadur Sanders. And Shadur literally has done nothing but just try to be a good soldier and learn and say the right thing and be positive. The only negative thing you can say about Shadur was when he got that speeding ticket. And who hasn't gotten a speeding ticket? That's the only negative thing you got.
Brandon, are you?
So
we all won today, y'all. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you did that. You did that. And now we're coming into the season. We watched Shadur play a little bit last year. We say, you know what? There's a lot to learn, but we see some potential. And then we see Deshaun Watson during the offseason. Okay, he's finally healthy. And he plays bad. And then he plays bad. And then he has this post-game conference where he basically says, screw y'all, because I'm getting money. Because that's what you do. When you going up to the podium and you putting your diamond earring in and you saying all the stuff you're saying, you're basically saying, screw you guys, because I still got paid. And he said that he's got 17 away games if he's going to be a starter. That's what he said to the fans of the Cleveland Browns.
And they picked that to be their starter.
You not only pick him to be the starter, but you make the decision the day after he said that. You don't even waste time. You don't even give it a week, the whole week, to make that decision. Because you know they were going to talk about that post game. You know we were going to talk about it. And you wasted no time and said, Deshaun's going to be our starter. And poor Todd Monken got to go up there and lie and make something up of why Deshaun is the starter, because you know good and God well that was not a Todd Monken decision. I'd like to believe that Todd Monken is an intelligent man. I'd like to believe that he understands what he sees. Everyone knows that is not a football decision. Y'all have signed an Alcatraz contract with Mr. Tenderfingers, and now you're stuck with him, and you got to see this play out. Maybe you should have given him some private sessions in Cleveland, and he probably would have been able to play better. Eric, maybe he should call your guy. See, because he clearly found happy ending somewhere in Ohio. He should have called your guy.
Called Jed York.
Yeah.
or Robert Kraft, or
Yeah. So clearly, because that's the only way he seems to go and play right. And this is what's going to happen. He's going to come in, he's going to show some flashes, and then he's going to show some inconsistencies. And what are you going to do? You're going to turn to Shador, but now it's a matter of how long is that going to be? How long are you going to watch this happen with your franchise?
How many games you gonna lose?
How many games you're going to give him before you know you got to go to Shador? And give Shador a chance to actually become a professional quarterback in this league and stop sabotaging this boy. It makes no sense. So I'm at the point. I ain't yelling. I ain't crying. I ain't playing Mary J. Blige no more drama. I ain't doing none of that. I'm just tired. I'm tired of these guys, these think pieces that think they know ball and don't, and putting this terrible product out there and having us forced to watch this thing. I'm tired of it, especially Cleveland.
I feel so bad for Cleveland.
I feel bad for
would
Cleveland
think,
fans.
You would think that they would get tired of losing almost every year since they came back in 1999.
But it's not even just losing.
You might have gone to the playoffs once every 5 to 7 years. Okay, but dog, you've been losing and losing and losing, and you guys you're not even just drafted in top 10. You drafted in top 3, dude.
But it's not even just the fact that they lose, because Arizona loses, but at least you had Larry to root for. At least you had Kurt Warner to root for a
You have
time.
Buda Baker.
You had something.
You got to the dance. Yeah.
Cleveland, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's just like you can't make it happen. And for the life of me, and I could be wrong because I'm going in my brain, the only top tier players that they've drafted, period, in my recent memory that panned out to be really good players was Joe Thomas,
Yep,
Myles Garrett, Joe Hayden. I think almost everybody else was a bust.
Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward.
Grant Delpit was solid. He's not.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, but he's solid.
Now, before he got injured, Jeremiah. Oh God.
Oh, Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
The injuries got to him. Yeah,
that's the only thing. That's the only thing for him. But
when you think of the misses, the Brady Quinns of the world, the Trent Richardsons,
every quarterback. Just say quarterback.
I mean, it's incredible, and it's just like, do we not care about the quarterback position? We're just going to plug in anybody that's there.
Wes, that was just injury. That was injury. That's not. Chubb was actually good.
Yeah, like
I think he was naming Chubb as one of the good
ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just. I really feel for Cleveland fans because every expert this morning, prior to 10 a.m., said that there was no way after that post-game conference that Deshaun had that you can name him your starter. Every station said that prior to 10 a.m. And I feel like they were all like, Cleveland organization was just like, hold my beer. Like, what?
Watch this.
What are we doing?
Just when you think we can't be any dumber as a franchise, watch this.
So that's my spiel on those three franchises, man. I mean, don't even get me started about Tennessee. We still gonna watch, but
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but
Cam Ward ain't looked that great this preseason either.
I've
they got
heard.
no,
I've
they got
heard.
nowhere else to go. Honestly, they really don't have anywhere else to go. So yeah, it you know,
But
when
you
you
know what?
watch,
I'm sorry to cut you off, Eric. This goes back to what I've been saying about this quarterback position, man. We need to go back to the old days where guys just sit on the bench and get developed. Because rushing these guys out here is not it. Okay? That all that stuff that happened in 2011 with Cam Newton, with RG3 and Russell Wilson and Colin Kaepernick in 2012, that was a once in a lifetime thing. We got to stop doing that. We literally got to stop doing that. We need to start bringing in a veteran who can kind of show who might be willing to show the ropes to play quarterback.
Kirk
And
Cousins say he'll
rookie,
do it for 40 million.
I'm not doing that. And then you bring in a rookie and you sit down for about 2 or 3 years and learn how to play quarterback. We got to stop rushing process. Listen, I know it's a microwave generation. I get it. But I've said on the show, you cannot put brisket in a microwave and put it on a timer for 3 minutes and say, hey, my brisket is done. That does
Well,
not work.
this
That
is
does not work. You're going to have failed brisket at quarterback. That doesn't work. Stop doing that. We need to go back to the old way of developing quarterbacks, and people need to really sit down and take time to develop these guys.
well. Here's the thing. Here's the conundrum with that. I'll use your word, Eric. Conundrum. Here's the conundrum with that. The problem is it's more so the money. You got these guys for 5 years, well, 4 years, and that fifth year option. You say yes. That money that you're putting on these guys, whether they're going to coaches coaches don't have an opportunity to give them that 5 year option. We really need to see it in three. We got it. That's why I said with CJ Stroud and all of them this is an important year. You
You're
really
right.
got to see it in three. You got to see
Yep.
that, hey, this is going to be something or it's going to be nothing. And if it's going to be nothing, then we got to move on because the coaches are trying to keep their job. It can't be like back in the day because back in the day, most of these franchises, you had some kind of veteran, and the coaches had more leashes back then. We
Oh,
we look we look at the black coaching market every year. We know it's coming. That Black Monday is coming every year. The coaches get shuffled around, and it wasn't like that back then. So you gave them an opportunity to kind of see,
and you're right.
what
And you're right.
what they can do.
Because back then those rookie contracts, like if you dropped in the top five, it was automatically a 7 year contract. If you dropped it between 6 and 10, it was a 6 year contract. Between 11 and 32, it was a 5 year contract. So you're right.
And
But
also think about this too, Brandon. Think about this. Really, and you're our encyclopedia. Think very hard. Before, let's say, before the Jamarcus Russell and Sam Bradford type situations happen, right? How
2017,
many how many quarterbacks really was being drafted 2 or 3? If a quarterback was up there being drafted that high, they were almost guaranteed special. Now it's more so you're getting drafted there because you play quarterback and you're the best quarterback in college football, so you're automatically going to be up there. But you may not be the best player coming out, but because you are the quarterback, that's what's happening.
that is true.
No one. You look at the draft with Cam Ward. Can anybody tell me Cam Ward was the best player to come out of that draft?
Hold on. Probably not, but I'm gonna just double check.
Right, more than likely not. But according to everybody, he was the best quarterback to come out of the draft. A lot. So it's more so by position and need, because you need quarterback play to be able to do it. So that's why a lot of these young cats, they seeing how the game is going. They're like, oh, if I can just have one solid year, and look like a freaking mutant, they're gonna take it. They're gonna take it, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can play this because I'm gonna be guaranteed in the top five, i.e. Anthony Richardson, when he should have went back to school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, these quarterbacks don't get developed as well. It's because these days, and it's a generation thing. These kids bounce around from team to team to team. It's youth football because they're always trying to play for the best team they can possible. They go to high school and they bounce around from team to team to team because they have no allegiance whatsoever like they used to. And in college, they bounce around from team to team to team.
Especially now in the transfer portal.
Yeah, it's like what Tom Brady said. When I went to Michigan, I was there the whole time, and I learned from the same coach, the same playbook,
That's right,
and I was able to learn how to play quarterback on a
and
collegiate
master
level.
it. That's right,
And then when he got to the pros, he was in New England the whole time
and
until
still had to sit behind Drew Bledsoe.
yeah,
Mhm.
for about a year and a couple games.
You just you don't see that, and you don't get that kind of opportunity. And then when you look at the landscape, okay, perfect example, and it's not to beat up on Tennessee, but it's a perfect example.
Oh, Tennessee's had some bad quarterbacks.
This is a perfect example. Can you drafted Cam Ward #1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was his veteran in the QB room? Exactly. The only one you can think of is, oh, Will Levis was there. When did Will Levis get drafted? The year before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's young. Everybody's kids. There's no one here. That's why they think the kid Drew Aller might be all right because you got Aaron Rodgers. You can learn. Somebody that's done it at a high level. You
Yeah,
can learn.
that makes sense.
But all these other positions, that's why I'm looking at the Ty Simpson thing. It seemed like a mistake, but it might pan out because you got Matt Stafford. It's someone that's a guy that's been there for years that has seen it everything, and he could
And he
just
was number one
stay on him
overall pick.
like right, and you could just sit there and stay on Matt Stafford that whole time and learn. These other franchises don't have that kind of opportunity to be able to do that. You want JJ McCarthy to learn from Kyler Murray? You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we're looking at here.
Well,
All these guys are young, and all these guys got their own problems. Look at the Colts. Look at the Colts quarterback room. Daniel Jones is your most stable quarterback,
it's like the blind leading the blind.
right?
Yeah.
Who's Jackson Dart's veteran? Jameis? And I love Jameis. But Jameis Winston is Jackson Dart's veteran.
Not to mention Jameis Winston. He's a solid football player, but he's also someone who's probably like almost halfway out the door anyway.
Right.
The way he's handling everything because
Right.
he's just out there having a good time.
He's having a good time. But it's not someone you say, man, let me see how Jameis watch film
Yeah.
and understand these defensive coverages.
Mm-hmm.
He'll teach y'all to eat a W.
Right. Who's Tyler's veteran down there in New Orleans? He be having to go to Drew Brees' house to learn.
Excuse me, Mr. Breeze. Can you, boy, if you don't get from my door.
Right. So this is the era of the NFL that we're in right now. So yeah, Brandon, what you're saying is all well and good.
So basically, they're kids, they're latchkey kids with no babysitter.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. I think that sums it up.
That's it.
Yeah, and the parents are just absentee. They didn't rent. They go and play bingo. They
went clubbing. That's where they went.
They club and they
Everybody in the club
because
Everybody in the club
these
get
teams don't care about keeping veterans on their squad like that no more. If they got a superstar quarterback that's young, we good. We can just put anybody behind them. We cool.
Now the problem, also the problem with that is I was joking earlier, but folks like Kirk Cousins have really messed up the veteran quarterback market.
Yeah, because of the bag.
Yeah, because like I
Him
don't
and
want to
Deshaun
pay
Watson
that
really
much.
have.
I don't want to pay that much for a guy who's he's been all over the league and he's robbed every team he's been with, and so they like, even if there was veteran out there that say, hey man, I'll come in there and play for 20, 25, 26, 27 million. Nah, you're gonna want to try to Kirk Cousins, because that's literally Kirk Cousins has become a verb, and that had not to some degree, not a great deal, but to some degree. That's probably why teams are like that. It's like, well, we need a veteran, we need a veteran presence in the locker room. Yeah, but how much we gotta pay, man? Like, that's what some people might say, But this has been an outstanding conversation.
Yes, it has. Man.
Rather a monologue by Tristan. That's why we love when he comes in and gets on his soapbox, especially about these quarterback situations. But Atlanta, Cleveland, Minnesota. I don't know what to tell you, especially Cleveland. There's one thing you can say. This is one thing you can say. Anyone who says that they are a Cleveland Browns fan, you know that they're telling the truth.
You know they telling the truth.
Okay,
they telling the truth.
There's no bandwagonism. Like let's say in Cleveland, I don't know, in the next couple of years, just all of a sudden just 180s. It becomes like a dominant team and becomes like always in the playoffs.
I'm a clap for them.
But here's the thing.
Shoot.
What I'm saying is, like, how you got the bandwagon fans. The people that's all of a sudden Seahawks fans again. The people that was Kansas City fans a few years ago, Seahawks fans in the 20 teens, and bandwagon fans. You gonna know the bandwagon fans if Cleveland gets to be good. He's like, you are a liar, sir. And I will call you a liar to your face. I know I've been a Cleveland Browns fan. No, you haven't. I don't see I don't see the tear tracks down your face. I don't.
let me also say this to Cleveland organization. Y'all need to trade Jerry Jeudy because he is stealing money.
Mm-hmm.
He's stealing money. Y'all gonna suck anyway. You might as well get him out. He's stealing money from y'all. That is a wide receiver 3 trying to be a wide receiver 1 for you guys. He's stealing money.
Hey, listen, Jerry Jeudy really needs to retire because he's not it. That's what
Jerry Jeudy need to take himself out back like old Yeller and end it.
God damn.
Okay.
What? So the views of Tristan Morris do not reflect those of Just a Fan Podcast. But when Steve Smith like put his stamp of disapproval,
he is who Steve Smith said he is.
Yeah. Because I trust what Steve Smith says. So,
I trust him too.
Yeah, but Cleveland fans, we sorry. We're so sorry.
Hey, listen. I'm glad we bypassed the whole Jay York thing, man. Hey,
listen.
Deshaun Watson shouldn't have bypassed. He should have. Let me get his number real fast. He should have called him. Get his mojo back.
Okay,
y'all remember the movie Austin Powers when he lost his mojo? That's what happened to Deshaun Watson.
Listen. We're going to call this one Tristan Unchained. That's what we're going to call this show. We're going to change the title.
Y'all don't remember?
Unchained. It's Tristan Unchained.
Y'all don't remember the Austin Powers movie when he lost his mojo? He was not the same.
Yes.
Listen. Okay.
I know Eric know what I'm talking about.
So this is what we're going to do, okay?
Mojo.
Listen. Okay, this is what we're going to do. All right. The Miami Dolphins today showed interest in Eric's favorite linebacker of all time, Kenneth Murray. And yes, I already hit up Anime Dolphin about that. I send him my condolences if they do sign.
He at home punching the air like Cuba Gooding Jr. on Boys in the Hood. I know he is.
Listen. He was like, well, we had something. I said, look, I don't care what happened. Y'all need to sign a 22-year-old linebacker. No daggone Kenneth Murray at linebacker. Because freaking Kenneth Murray is trash.
trash, trash, trash. I am trash.
Yeah, Kenneth Murray. If Kenneth Murray was a meme, it would be this.
Listen, let me say something to Malik Willis. I hope somehow you hear this, Malik Willis. Listen to me.
Run.
You go out there this season and you just let it fly, big dog, and enjoy the weather.
Run for your life.
Just not even just run for your life, but just let it fly, bro.
Run.
They tell you throw a check down, you throw it 50 yards, brother. Just let it fly.
Chunk it as
Let it
far as
rock, bro.
you can. Just
Just let it fly, brother.
Go ahead.
Because this ain't gonna be your fault. We ain't gonna blame you. We ain't gonna blame you. Enjoy the sunshine, okay?
Yep.
Enjoy Miami. Enjoy the sun, the beach, the women. Do what you got to do. Okay.
Not the cocaine though.
Not yet. Not the cocaine. Don't we are. Don't be like them. Don't be them.
I think that's what happened to Mike McDaniel.
Hey,
Don't be them.
If you look at Mike McDaniel pictures when he first got hired in Miami, and then you look at his picture like his last year in Miami.
Listen, look like he worked for the cartel.
Yes.
Listen.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, Malik Willis, if Bad Boys 5 come out, try to be in the movie. Okay.
Yeah, try and be in the movie, dog. Hey, listen, I want to see you courtside at the Heat game. You listen, you live it up, sir. You live it up, sir. Okay? Because we ain't gonna blame you for this season. This ain't gonna be your fault.
Yeah, do your thing, Thistle, man. Yes, yeah. Okay, so that's been our show. Thank y'all for tuning in, those of you who are watching tonight, and all our antics and carrying on and so.
Oh, by the way, if you like what you heard from Tristan, hit those likes button. Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
Please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Our next show will be on the 31st. It will be after Cut Day. Cut Day is the 30th.
Yep.
So our last preseason games will be going on this week. Cut Day will be Sunday the 30th. Our show basically next week will be mostly about cuts and who we think who will get re-signed to practice squad deals or maybe even snatched up by other teams. Because we'll talk about notable cuts. All right. So that's been our show. Brandon, take us out.
All right. So remember, like I said earlier in the show, we have 2 more Mondays of being live on Monday. Next week, the 31st, and then Labor Day Monday, the 7th. September 16th on Wednesday will be our first Wednesday, going live on Wednesdays, and we're going to do that all the way to the end of the Super Bowl. Write it, put it down on your calendar. If you happen to miss this show live and you watch on a rebound, you can still put it on your calendar. Just remember to put it in your calendar before you go to sleep, okay? Because you might have an overnight job or something, and then you're not able to put it in your calendar right now. And before you go to sleep at 7 a.m., just put it in your calendar, okay? Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Again, if you like what you heard, not just from Tristan, but from us tonight, please hit the like button, subscribe, share it with a friend who like football. Well, even they don't like football, they can learn something from us, okay? They really can. If there's anybody you want to learn from us. Trust me. We got stuff we can spit out for y'all, okay? But
because although we are fans of our own teams, we know how to be completely unbiased, unlike a lot of people who are on different shows. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Shake it. Anyway, down below, Trish TV, raw and uncensored Trish TV.
Boy, listen.
Listen.
He was on one tonight.
Man. I just want us to do better as a football people.
We gotta do better. GMs, y'all gotta do better.
Gotta do better. Hey, that's all I have.
Hold on. Let me say this again.
Some of y'all owners, y'all need to do better. Like not trailer parks in Ohio. Go ahead.
I'm available to be a GM or head coach, okay? I am. Anyway. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, chopped and screw city, run and shoot offense city. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs the show, future Hall of Famer. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, IG, and Facebook. Peace out, y'all. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Peace.